We've been restoring this 1995 Chevy K1500 stepside, and today we're addressing the brakes. Welcome to Slow Car HQ. Now, if you saw the last video, you might be thinking, wait, didn't you just address the brakes? And if you didn't see the last video, go ahead, watch it now. I'll wait. And if you did watch the last one, you know that yes, we did just bleed the brakes. And the reason for that is that my brake pedal doesn't have a lot of pressure at about the top 20 or 30%. So we bled the brakes to see if that would fix it. And that helped a little bit. But then upon further inspection, we realized why we even needed to bleed the brakes in the first place. It's not really that we had air in the system, it's that we were letting air in the brake system because we have a leak in the master cylinder. This front seal right here is letting air in. I can tell because there's a leak down there. So our brakes are just going to get worse and worse. So today, we're going to replace the master cylinder. We're going to do a ton of painting on our brakes. We're going to rebuild the front brakes. Let's get to it. Now, the very first thing that we're going to do is pop open the cap for the master cylinder, and then we're going to drain the fluid out of here. You could push this out through the brake lines, but this will be a little bit easier. And I'm just going to take some paper towels and soak this out. If you have some kind of baster that you don't care about, that could be an easier way to get this done. You could siphon it, but to be honest, I don't want to drink brake fluid again.
Ooh, he actually did it.
Pretty good, though. Alright, so especially on the rears, we really don't need to do any work to these. We really just need to bleed it and get new fluid coming back here. But while we're back messing with this system, I do want to paint our drums and make them look a little bit nicer through the wheel. We're just going to go with a flat black, so it's not going to be anything flashy, but I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. Now look guys, even I must admit that this is not a show truck. Yet. And the thing is, these brake drums aren't going to show. They're not going to be noticeable at all when we get it back on the truck. But with all the imperfections right now, and the rust, and the dirt, grease, and grime, they are noticeable. So we're just going to throw a coat of flat black over the top, make them blend in, and look uniform. Don't overthink it. Okay, while we're letting those dry, we're going to turn our focus towards the front of the car where we got a little bit more work to do. We're going to be doing something similar. We're going to take our calipers off, change the brake pads, paint them, not in that order, get it back together, and then we'll be ready for the master cylinder. Let's get it. I like doing stuff like this because you find things that need serviced on the truck. For example, I just realized that the slide pins on this thing have probably never been greased in their entire life, so we're going to fix that. And it's just those little details that are going to take this truck from what it is now to really nice. The never-ending battle between a 31-year-old OBS that just wants to die and me throwing race car parts at it. And guys, it's the exact same story with the front calipers. They're not super visible, so you don't need to be perfect. Just do a good job. Don't lose the forest and the trees on this one. Alright guys, we got our caliper painted, and again, the theme was pretty good here. Not a show truck, but we made it look a whole lot better than we did. We're ready to put our brand new brake pads in. To be honest, we didn't necessarily need new brake pads in this truck, but they came with the truck, so why not go ahead and replace them, get a little bit of better braking out of this. We are going to put some Plasti Lube on the back of these pads, and this stuff is nasty, but you just got to kind of bite the bullet. This is going to reduce brake squeaking, any kind of squealing, anything like that, so we definitely want to keep that. And use this stuff liberally. I mean, they say just put it on the ears right here, but I like to put it on the back of the pads as well. Just like that, we got some nice red calipers on here, plus a lot of horsepower, got new brake pads, and we're good to go. Let's go do it to the other side. Sooner or later, the guy I bought this truck from is gonna owe me financial compensation for the quality of these bolts. That was an absolute nightmare. What I ended up doing was torching the body, hit it with a hammer a few times, and then I was able to hammer in the Allen key that I needed to actually get it out. It was a battle, but we got it off. Let's go ahead and get it painted and get back on track. Okay, so before we can put the new master cylinder on, we do got to do a bench bleed, and it is pretty simple. We've got a little bit of fluid in here. I put some fittings in here, and then we're basically just going to take this screwdriver and compress the piston, and when we stop seeing air come out of those lines, then we'll know that we're good. I'm going to push this slowly because apparently it likes to come back on itself. And we're going to make sure that we continually have fluid in here so we're not sucking air into the system. Big Auto doesn't want you to know this cheap restoration trick. Restored. Alright guys, we're gonna do a few issues. Apparently I didn't bleed the master cylinder correctly because I wasn't getting any fluid down to the rear drums. On top of that, my phone's been giving me all kinds of issues about storage, and AutoZone guys taking 25 minutes to get me a bleeder kit. When those things start happening, sometimes the best thing you can do when working on a car is just to walk away for a little bit. So I'm stepping away. I'm gonna come back tomorrow morning and get the truck finished up. All right, guys, so yesterday I was feeling a little bit defeated, couldn't figure out how to get fluid to the rear drum, so we couldn't bleed the system and finish the job. I waited till this morning, called in some backup support, had my dad help me take a look at it, and here's what we found. We took the master cylinder off because we figured it was an issue with bleeding, and when we took it off, we realized that the piston was fully decompressed back here, meaning that we did just get a bad part. You see, if this piston can't recompress, then we're never gonna get brake fluid out of these ports. So we went to O'Reilly, got a new one, we're gonna bleed it and get it back on. All right, new master cylinder number 2 is on there. We're ready to bleed and get this thing back on the road. And just like that, our brakes are bled, the master cylinder no longer leaks, and the truck stops on a dime. Another great day of working on the truck. Ran into a ton of unexpected headwinds here, but that's how these old project trucks go. If you guys want to see more of the build, make sure to hit that subscribe.